Hello everyone. This fun project is specifically made for my third graders who are learning about insects right now. And I believe you had a project where you were making alien insects. So I thought it would be kind of fun for you to make an insect that is special just to you. And when you see how we make it, you're going to understand why it's unique for you. So this is my insect that I made. And as you can see, I chose just a few colors to color my insect. And when I show you how I make it, you're gonna think, oh my goodness, it's pretty fun. So the things that you're gonna need today, you're gonna need a Sharpie or a black crayon. Either of those will work. You are going to need a pencil, and I have a mechanical pencil, but if you have a regular pencil, that works fine. And you're gonna need a piece of paper from your printer. So this is different than the paper that's in your sketchbook, and you're gonna notice the difference. This is sketchbook paper, and I'm gonna tell you why this is better. Actually, can you see how you see through it? You want printer paper because you can see through it. You wanna kind of have a little bit more translucency than this paper is gonna give you, okay? All right, so here's what you're gonna do. I'm gonna move mine to the side. I'm gonna show you. Do you like my messy mat? You can make your own. This would be just the same paper that's in your sketchbook, or you could use a piece of cardboard, anything that you have at home that's just an old piece of something to protect your work surface. I always think these are a good idea. Okay, anyway, back to this. You are gonna make your alien insect by taking a piece of copy paper or printer paper, and you're gonna fold it in half, matching up your edges really neatly, pressing down. Now, if you are older, you can make this. If you're younger, you might want to have mom and dad help you, or an older brother or sister, but you can make this too. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is, using your pencil, you are going to write your name across here. So if you look at this very carefully, you're going to notice this is my name in cursive. So here's a K-R-I-S-T-A, and it spells Krista. I didn't put a dot above my I, and I added this loop later. So my name is Krista, so I wrote in cursive across here. Now you can print this or write it in cursive, it doesn't matter. So because this one is in cursive, I'll do this one and I'll print it. So I folded my paper, I opened it back up, and on this line, there's my imaginary line, right there, I'm gonna write my name. And I want it to go in, I want it to touch the line, okay? So I will go ahead this time and write my name. I'll print it. K-R. One of the things that's nice about having it in cursive is because it makes your bug run all together, your insect, because your letters are all one consistent. So what will happen is I will just draw my lines. S-T-A. Okay, so I have written my name and I printed it this time. And if I want to, right now, I can connect my lines. So I can go like this, make a little line here. I can make a line like this, up here, like that. If you want to write your name in cursive, then you do that too, okay? Here. So what I'm going to do now is, using my pencil, I'm going to kind of go over this. I'm going to darken it with the graphite from my pencil. So if you can see how I'm sort of just doing that shading thing, I don't want it to go all over, but I want to definitely darken my line and put a little graphite on here. And even these connecting lines. After we finish putting a little bit more graphite on here, one of the things we're going to use is, we want this to be symmetrical. Symmetrical means the same on both sides. That's what really makes this look neat, is that it's the same on both sides. So when I use a lot of graphite on my paper, it's going to allow me to transfer some of that graphite onto this side. So I'm going to lay this down. And now I want to, you can see how you can see my name through there? I want to go trace over that, okay? And I'm going to press that graphite down onto the paper below by doing it this way. You can hear the clip-clop of my dog walking through. see. And I'm tracing those lines that connected it. Again, if you do it in cursive, I think it works a little bit better because you don't have to create those hooks right there, all right? So when I open it up, you're gonna be able to see that there's a shadow of mine, sort of like when we made our Christmas cards, okay? So now I wanna take my pencil and I'm gonna just trace over and connect my lines across, okay? So you can see how, because we added those connection pieces, I don't really need to go, my pencil, there we go. I don't need to really make more of a connection piece, but I'm gonna connect my pieces here. Maybe I'll go right like that. Okay, I'm going to connect those. So now I can turn my insect and look at it this direction. Now look at how different it looks from this, because this one has all my enclosed curlies, and that's from writing my name in cursive. So from here, I need to start making some things enclosed. So here my R is really open, so I'm going to close that off. And I'm going to do that up here too. And maybe on this one, I'm going to make it come out farther. Okay, remember, I want to do whatever I do on one side, I want to do it on the other as well. Here, maybe I want to bring this one and enclose those. Just so, because I'm doing this printing, it's going to give it a completely different look than it did when I was creating my art in cursive. It looks like I didn't trace this one very well. I think this is supposed to come down there. There we go. Okay, so now that I've done it like this, I want to go ahead and take my Sharpie and I want to go ahead and trace over my lines. All right, so get your Sharpie or your black crayon and trace over your lines. And then after I get these all traced, I'm going to go ahead and use one of my big erasers. You can tell mine is well loved. And I'm going to erase all my pencil lines. I think I don't have one on that side. So look, I just added that to make it symmetrical. And when I'm drawing my lines across, I'm just going ahead and connecting them as best I can to make it look as symmetrical as possible. We have allergies at our house. You can probably hear the sneezes in the background. Hopefully you're not getting any allergies, but being outside in the spring weather, it does that, doesn't it? Okay, so here is my alien insect, and now I need to start adding things to him to make him into whatever I want. So you'll notice like here, this was an eye. I didn't put the dot above it, but I added a wing on this to make it so my alien look like. So I can add things on. Here, up here, I had added little antenna for him to do. So now is the kind of the fun part where you get to add things. So I'm gonna make my alien's eyes way up here. Now maybe your alien has eyelashes. You can give him anything that you want. Maybe your alien has some antennae that are going to come out of his face or her face or however you want. When you color this, I want you to go ahead and think about, I'm going to make these into wings. I want you to go ahead and think about a color scheme. So when you look at mine, you can tell I used greens and purples with just red and then the yellow wings. So I want you to think about just using like 3 or 4 colors. Instead of coloring everything a whole bunch of different colors, you can pick 2 or 3 colors, 4 or 5 colors even, and go ahead and add those in there. Remember, everything you do on one side, you have to do on the other. So if I gave him a green little ear here, I have to go over here and give another little green piece, okay? The bug has to be symmetrical, so it should be the same on both sides. So I've gone through, let's see, what else can I add? Maybe I'll put wings on this part too, because this is, T is kind of a hard, when it's not a cursive, it's not making any bubbles. And the fun part with this is you could try it both with your cursive writing and then you could try it with printing, and then you'd have two different bugs. So I'm going to do a different color scheme on my bug. I'm going to keep yellow for my bug's wings, but I think this time I'll go with a little bit more red and some bright orange. I have my crayon pack I have is a 24 pack of crayons, so I have a lot more to choose from. So if you have a bigger pack of crayons, you can. Oh, I know, before we do that, erase. So I'm gonna go and erase those lines before I start coloring. Just my pencil lines, mostly the ones I did on my first part because they have that, I was making that graphite line so I could trace it. So when you get yours done and colored, I want you to have someone take a picture of it for you, and I want you to share it with me. And I'm going to show you where you can share it. You can email it to me. And I'm in your email addresses for your Google for school email. So you just do Arts at Placer Academy, and that will come to me. Or you can send it, your mom or dad can send it to me on Facebook or Instagram, and then we can share it with all the friends so we can all see the different bugs that we made, which I think would be super fun to do. All right, so you're going to go through now and just start coloring your insect, okay? So this alien insect becomes your own alien insect, special just to you. So coloring is kind of fun. It makes me relax a little bit when I can color. So you want to just do, see, I did yellow on that side, so I'm going to go ahead and do yellow on this side. Now remember, because we're watching a video, you can go back and pause it at any time. So if I'm going too fast and you need a little bit more time to do yours, just pause it, catch up, and then you can come and finish. Or you could watch the whole video at one time, and then you could go back and do the art project on your own because you kind of know how to do it once you've watched the video. But if you need the steps, just go back and rewind, watch again how I'm doing it. So hopefully you're getting to visit with your friends on the computer. That's always a fun way. It's not the same as being in class together, but it is sure a fun way to visit and talk to one another. Okay, so I have some yellow on there. Ooh, let's use that bright orange. Put it in here. I like to use the colors more than one time. So like I'm only going to use yellow because it shows kind of that those are wings. But because I use this really bright orange here, I want to find another place that I could go ahead and use it in. Maybe I'll go back down here to like the tail portion of my insect. All right, so I think you understand what to do now. And I would love to see what you come up with, because if you're using printer paper, I think you can probably make a couple of them, and you can show me the different ones that you find. Let's find some lime green on here. So I'd love to see what you make. And remember, this is just yours. Even if you have the same name as another friend, we don't write the same at all. So if we have you know, our two Addisons write one, or I have there you go. Sorry, I couldn't think and color and talk at the same time. And don't forget, so you don't want to leave anything white on here, okay? And then, oh, I know what I did. On this one, I connected my lines across here so I could make body parts. So if I wanted to, I could go across here and add some body parts in, and then I can do this. Now, you can do this with like your brothers or sisters. They can join you. You don't have to just keep it just because you're a third grader and you're doing alien insects and studying insects in class. This can be for anybody. It's kind of fun to do. I bet it'd be really fun to see if you had one of your parents do it. See what theirs turns out looking like. Wouldn't that be fun to find out? All right. So make sure when you're done, you share these with me. All right. I'm going to let you go ahead and finish coloring, but you can see what you're supposed to do now. And there's my finished one. Okay, so I'm going to write down really fast where you can send these to me. Alrighty, not on that paper, on the back of this one. See, there's where I wrote my name before. So when you are done, you can send this to me at Arts at Placer Academy. And when you type this in to your email for your school email, it'll pop up and you'll see that it goes to me. It goes like this: K Hillman at Placer Academy. And you can send me a picture, okay? Or on Instagram, it's just Placer, or it's at Placer Academy. And on Facebook, it's the same. Okay? So you can go to those two places and you can send me your art, and I would love to see it, and I'll post it and share it with everybody once you give it to me. And I know that Mr. Jersey and Mrs. Green would love to see what you've done too. Okay, have fun making. I can't wait to see what you create.